That don't math with what I bought. We'll get back to that. Not what we're used to with our prissy Mercedes hands. Ha, there we are. What am I gonna do with that?
For real, man.
I don't wanna. This is why I hesitated buying on big stuff.
Oh, were you trying to do this one fast?
Well, I thought it was, but evidently I was very, very wrong. Hey everyone, and welcome back to DC MotorWerks. My name is Cameron, and it is a late evening one day where I've got a few extra minutes to spend a little time with my new truck, my V10 pickup truck. And as I told you, this has the very rare factory line lock option. The front brakes are kind of mostly seized, especially when they get hot. Right now, it's actually not terribly bad. Also, I told you I don't like these wheels, or at least I think I did. So I've got some new wheels for it with some much better tires than these awful ones that are on it right now. So we're gonna get to work today and see if we can improve my truck and if I can drive it home without my factory line lock brakes. Let's get started. So I've already gone through the fun procedure of lifting this monster on our lift here. And it actually fits on the lift quite nicely. Some trucks tend to tilt a funny way, but if you set the lift pads right, which I did, is with the extension higher in the back than in the front, it actually settles pretty well and it is pretty steady. So now we're gonna make a bunch of noise. These are 24 millimeter nuts. And there are 8 on each wheel, giving us a total of 32. And I always like these center caps because they're a good lug nut holder. Now we have to do that 3 more times, but we'll go ahead and, ow. Ooh, good Lord. Wait a minute, that don't math with what I bought. We'll get back to that. Evan is gonna be my personal mechanic on my truck. You gotta work on the boss's truck. It's a rite of passage.
I'll sabotage it.
You'll sabotage it? That's messed up. Almost need ear protection for that one. That is quite loud. And these old steel wheels, the spokes kind of hurt. Those are really heavy, not even just for normal tires' sake. They're just heavy. Out with the old, and we'll do in with the new in a minute. But these are 16-inch factory wheels, and I'm going with the 17-inch wheels from a 3rd generation instead of a 2nd generation truck. And like I said, we'll roll those in a few minutes. Make sure you don't see my rear end. Maybe I'll make more on my YouTube money. I know you really enjoy it. I will say this is one of the reasons why I held off on getting a bigger truck for so long. It's because working on them is not very exciting. Everything is big and heavy. Not what we're used to with our prissy Mercedes hands, especially Evan's. They're very delicate. Isn't that right, Evan? Goodness, look at the size of that drum. Like,
Yeah, you forgot to take your wheels off.
yeah, no kidding. These are my new wheels, y'all. So for those of you not familiar with the 2nd generation Ram, up until 1999, the front brakes here were single piston. These are what we call like a captured rotor. It is, so this is your wheel hub here. You can kind of see more from this profile. We have wheel spacers? We do. Massive 3.5 millimeter wheel spacer. Why was that necessary? The rotor is actually behind the hub here. So what we'll have to do is pull the caliper, pull this big old nut here, slide the whole thing off, and then there's usually bolts or something, or you got to drive the studs out to pull the rotor off the backside of the hub. In 2000, they upgraded this to a normal rotor where you would just slide it off. Dual piston calipers, which I kind of wish I got, but like I talked about in the first video, can't be too picky when you were looking for all the specs that I wanted for this truck. So we'll carry on with what we've got. Lighting is everything. No spacer on this side. I'm a little concerned as to why that is. Going to pull my brake line here. Probably, yep, going to do exactly that, which is start dripping, which I'm not too worried about. I've got new calipers, new rotors, and new brake pads, and my new wheels. There are 2 pins. They're very dry, which they should not be, but we're not gonna worry about that at the moment. I'm just gonna get aggressive here since we're replacing all of this anyhow. It's just essentially compressing the caliper piston so that we can do that. Pretty even wear on that one. Got some life left in them. See, it is the big single piston. I did look into upgrading these to the dual piston, but decided it was not something I wanted to get involved with just yet. I'll put the new brakes on here and see what I think, if they are sufficient before I go into modifying things. I may have to swap out the whole axle. Maybe we'll just do a rear disc brake conversion. Those are pretty popular, so maybe we'll just start there. No such thing as clean surfaces around here. Press that one a little, and out she goes. This side's a little more worn than the other side, which makes sense because this is the one that seemed to be sticking. Now that those are out, closest rag is the right rag. Next, I'll have to move this cotter pin and the wheel hub / bearing nut, and then I can take that whole assembly off, which we'll show you on this side because it is a little brighter, a little easier to see. I do try to reuse these if possible. Some people will just break them or round them off or something, but we're gonna see if we can't reuse them. There we go. Now, let's see, that's quite large. Is this your card? New, 39. Let's see what that looks like. Why are they? No, need more. 46. I don't know if it's quite that big. No. See, we're not equipped to work on things like this here. 1 13/16. I don't speak that. Do you, Evan? 1 13/16?
Oh, I don't speak that.
I'm not familiar with such things. No, I need a few less 16ths. We might be in luck. We might have hit the jackpot. Let's try 42. Ooh. Just a tad more. That's all we need, just a tad more. Should probably bring more than one socket with me, but we don't do that, right, Evan?
No, that's gonna be the one. This time it's gonna be right.
This is how we get our steps in. No. So it's between a 42 and a 45. Oh, we've got more options. Might have something for us here. Let's try this, 1 3/4. It's a little, that's less than 13/16, right? I mean, I think it'll be enough to get it off. Ha, there we go. What am I gonna do with that? I'm about to just throw some calipers on this and call it a day. Look, we win. Yes, there's your washer, which has been modified.
Couldn't hurt. On this Dodge Ram, you'll have these.
Don't you have work to do? Is it moving? Do we know?
Yeah, so you got to take the 4 hub bolts out, which good luck. And then you got to drive the hub assembly off the carrier, off the axle nut. And then on the ground, you slam all these out. And then the rotor separates from the hub assembly. And then to reinstall it, you start all the hub bolt, lead bolts, and then you press them in the rest of the way. But yeah, I mean, take your 4 bolts out. If you pop that off, you'll be able to do this easier. And
This is part of the wheel bearing,
yeah.
and then these press through the hub, holding it press fit to the.
I asked internet, and he's showing me this video.
I mean, where's your rotor at it? If it's got a square surface to it, then you know. I mean, you keep beating it, eventually you'll get it off with the hub and everything.
Yeah, with the bearing separated.
I mean, yeah, the wheel bearing.
How many miles are on it?
233.
Might as well get 2 Barons. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I don't wanna.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I don't wanna do this. This is why I hesitated buying up big stuff. No, I need the tool. That is the nice thing of old trucks and stuff, is they are not expensive to work on, unless you're paying for labor. There we go. There's our prize. Flip it over and drive them out. Yeah. Just like that. Big truck stuff. And then you get your prize. There you go. Captured rotors. Not the most exciting thing out there. Parts. We like new parts. I can bench press 8 rotors, sir. How many rotors can you bench press? Yeah, I want shards of steel in my eye. They do like to do that. Little anti-sneeze from my axle shaft here. So Paul, what he just did is drive in the wheel studs into the wheel hub to hold my rotor in place.
Rear main and
Oh, you're staying late. Nice.
I hope not too late.
This is where we say teamwork makes the dream work.
You got a low one and a tall one and a low one and a tall one. Same thing with these guys. You can bring your camera, you can see. It's real nice. Show people the good, the bad, the ugly.
All of it. We see everything here at DC, right? Yep, that's heavy. Yep. Me struggling with my knife here.
Oh, were you trying to do this one fast?
Well, I thought it was, but evidently I was very, very wrong.
Oh yeah.
what is it?
As tight as you can get it.
These rotors come shipped with the Cosmoline on them, which is a rust preventative or corrosion inhibitor, and does not do well when you get it in your brake pads. Very smoky. Little trick. You can spin the wheel or rotor to clean it. See how dirty that is. Nice clean surface for our brake pads, which we got the Power Stop Extremes truck and towing. And this one is going to be our driver's side. And how you know that is by your bleed screw. It's because you want all the air to go to the top. So if I mounted this on the passenger side, I'd never get all the air out of it. That side is for Paul. It's nice. It came with new pins too. Oh, it came with a service kit for the boots, which we don't need because we have new calipers. Get an inner pad and an outer pad. So we'll give those for Paul. Don't get your friction surfaces dirty. A little grease around the touch points here. Should be this spring. Pop this guy in, which is just with these springs here. There you go. That snaps right in. Same with this guy. Snap that in, and that is a ready to go caliper. There we go. So that is one side complete, other than bleeding the brakes, but we'll repeat on the other side, and we'll be back in just a moment for brake flush. Nice new factory Mopar oil filter. When I pulled the oil filter out of the box here, there's no seal on it, which would have made quite the mess. I'm glad I noticed that, but now I'm kind of stuck because I don't really want to use the used one. And it's kind of too late to want to go get another one either. So what we were just doing was trying to bleed the brakes, and I wasn't getting any fluid out of this passenger front caliper. So looks like all along that may have been our problem. What I did was end up loosening the line from the frame rail to see if I had fluid flow there, which I did. So that tells me that the hose going to the caliper is collapsed internally and not allowing fluid flow fore and aft, which will essentially cause your caliper to stick. Once the fluid is pushed through, it won't allow it to return to the master cylinder. So essentially giving you a seized caliper, which I don't feel bad about replacing these anyhow, as they are a known issue on these trucks. And you could see how terrible the brakes looked anyhow. So no time or anything lost there. I'll get a hose and we'll be able to finish this up, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some oil in it. And for me, that'll be a night. For y'all, that will be a few seconds. So we'll catch you back here in a moment. All right, so by the magic of editing, it is the next day, and I got my brake hoses and installed, bled out the brakes, got a replacement oil filter that actually had an O-ring on it, and we've got oil pressure and everything is back to normal, and I've test driven it, and it is quite fabulous. And I think it looks the part with the third gen wheels on the second gen here. So next step is probably going to be addressing my ugly doors here, which I have talked to a body shop about. We'll see what I end up doing there, but stay tuned for the next episode. We appreciate all you watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.